got the final results of this 20-foot bed here with 2 rows in it. The Kennebec and Yukon Gold, a few russet, and the purple variety, a couple French fingerlings, and yeah, it's probably about close to 50 pounds here, I think, or over. Oh yeah. This variety here seemed to do the best. Really nice and consistent, quite large. Less smaller ones. They really grew well. Pretty good. Got a couple other beds to harvest for the potatoes, but this is an excellent start. Another one. It's a bunch of potatoes I planted last year in this area here. We got some sunflowers and planted this red currant in here this early spring. And there's volunteer hollyhock here. Some nasturtiums. Lots of things. And I planted a not celeriac, but tastes like celery. Can't think of the name right now, but it's a perennial. And we got a bunch of fingerlings in here. Whoa! There's a huge russet. That was unexpected. Some nice treasures in there. So this year, planted the whole hedgerow of Sea Buckthorn. Had 3 large plants that had divided up. Some of them died off a little bit. I had to take all the soil off the roots because they had ants bad. But I got a whole bunch of little suckers, so this is going to be a full hedge here. And at the same time, planted tomatoes on the fence line, which did really nicely. Purple Comet mostly. And we've got a whole row of potatoes in the front here. And a nice little rose at the end. Took me a while to figure out where these were going to go. Good nitrogen fixers. Got some berries last year. An early Russian variety. Yeah, so these all 3 big ones got pretty bad ants and had to knock all the soil off, which worked out in my favor because I really got a good division of all the suckers and was able to plant this full hedgerow. Got the red Pontiac here. Got some Kennebec. Supposed to be pretty good varieties, those 2. And then some other ones I've just saved. I'm not sure the name of these, but it's a fingerling type. Quite nobular. And these nice purples. So potatoes are still in. We're going to dig those up right now. there we go. Sea buckthorn and potatoes seem to grow just fine together. So we had Juan Flem tomato growing on this trellis here, and in front we got 4 or 5 rows of Nantes carrots. They were planted a little bit later in the season, so they should be a nice medium size. And we had a few frosts and a small freeze, and we got the snow on here, so they should be nice and sweet at this point. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull all these up. A little smaller than I thought perhaps, but it'll be pretty nice. That's the harvest for 4 rows. Planted in July. It's 3rd week in October now. Some nice baby carrots. Should be nice and sweet and tender. Now we have another late planting. These are even planted later than the other ones, and they're about the same size. Few nice ones in there. This was a very late planting as well. And we grew tomatoes here in the same bed. So we got Purple Haze, a few Denvers, and a Sprint. It's Cosmic Purple or Purple Haze, don't remember which one, but pretty nice. Getting kind of an in-between color too, kind of a orangey red here. Beauties. So it's kind of selectively picked through already. Now we're just going to finishing the harvest here. Carrots and potatoes growing right together. And just volunteer potatoes from grew potatoes here the previous year and had some nice strong plants come up, so I pulled a bunch of them still, but left a couple. See how they do with the carrots. They kind of can outshade the carrots very easily, but I left a couple in here and it's kind of fun. All these, quite a few, a couple more plants in here too. So we got 2 more beds to harvest. Oh, look at those. Oh, I love when they're flat like that. Oh, this is a nice type. I'll have to remember what I planted here. This was store-bought seed potato. Oh, there's the bag there. Yes. These are Kennebec. So I've been getting it wrong. These are a yellow. Kennebec is a yellow. Got my types mixed up a little bit. Before I was calling a red one a Kennebec. These are new beds too. All right here, I just piled up a lot of the grass. And we added some peat moss and a bit of manure. Yeah. There she is. So that's how many potatoes you can get if you check your bed after you dig it. Had a few volunteer potatoes at the end of this bed. Let's see how they did. Oh, I can see some right underneath the stump there. Awesome. Look at that. Oh, loving life right now. Wow. Just sitting right under the stump. A lot of seed for one plant. This beautiful parsnip plant. Let parsnips do their thing for a number of years in this flower bed. They keep coming back and making seed. And last fall I sprinkled a bunch of this genetics in a bed over there, and we got a nice crop to harvest still. And I pulled a couple and they're doing quite well. I really like what I saw and tasted, so we're gonna go ahead and actually pack up a bunch of seed this fall for the spring. And that's a lot. Came off of this one large plant right here. So yeah, that's exciting. Got a few thousand seed right there from one plant. So I planted these parsnips last fall, and it was from seed that I grew. It's the second attempt pretty much in growing parsnips. But the seed has been climatizing for at least 4 years now. I could have used a bit more space, I'm pretty sure, but still got some pretty nice ones here. And it's frosted a couple of times, so it's hopefully they've sweetened up a bit. Haha, there we go. So the genetics has good potential, I'd say. These are some of the real nice ones. Finally grew some real nice parsnips. I think we've got to broad fork the ground so they go even deeper. Where I grew them was actually fairly compact. So considering that, they did all right. They're pretty strong though. Tapped right down through the harder earth. But yeah, more spacing next year, and even more fertile ground, and I think we could do even better. And we harvested about 10 or so earlier on that had a lot more space, and they were pretty good size too. They were about like that size at least a month ago. So we got 3 marigolds here. These are the dwarf Mexican variety. And we're just gonna save the seed because they're all out. These are the last little bit of seed that I planted this spring. It's another whole plant Lots of really good seed right there. I'm just drying out some onion starts that I started from seed this spring that I didn't get to planting. And I'm just going to dry them out and store them and use them as sets for the following spring. Not waste these, so I'll do some sets and start some from seed again, which I'm determined next year to put in a really nice larger crop of onions, storage onions mainly. So these will be less work, just to plant some sets as well, even though, you know, starting from sets, and it's pretty much a second year onion, and it will go to seed most often. Then you get the papery layer in there, so they actually don't store very well compared to if you start them from seed the same season and grow them out. But they'll still work. We'll use all these ones probably for immediate use, and then start new ones for storage. We got our seed garlic here. Been saving this one for a few years. It's a red Russian hardtop variety, and I originally just bought it from our local organic produce shop. Really nice. Love the hardtop varieties because they have large cloves. There's about 5-6 cloves in one bulb. And we have soft top variety. Got all this small stuff from the garlic flower heads, from the garlic scapes. And this is a hard top variety. And so we're going to take off all this mulch and sprinkle it all under this tree here, and just letting them divide and cluster and just grow thick in here. And then we'll pull them up and divide them up. They'll probably be on the smaller side still, but a lot bigger than this. And then we can start spacing them out, and we'll get some small bulbs that next year, and then the third year we should have full-size, really big cloves for planting. And in the mix of that all, we can eat some as well. Have enough for one more area, perhaps under a tree, a good space. So we have a Moore Park apricot we planted last year, and we're just going to plant the rest of these small garlic seed here right underneath it, some of this bed area, and let them go for a couple years. We got some Yugoslavian